You are live, it says. Hello, everybody. Okay, it's almost 7:30. I'm a little early, just a little. I do not like the lighting in here. Okay. Whoops. Let's see. All right. Let me see. So, you guys, hello. Now it looks too dark. So, welcome, everyone. This may be a little bit of controversy tonight, but the goal is not controversy, but it's more like everybody has an opinion. So I think it's important that we discuss. We discuss opinions. Mine are messages. You know, I do get messages, so I'm going to be discussing that tonight. But okay, let's get ready. Hello, Miss Jerry. Welcome, welcome, and Miss Karen. Hello, hello. This light is really, really bad, you guys. It's like, oh, I think I need to change my directions of stuff. So, how are you guys doing today or this evening? Are you well? Okay, I'm going to get started. So, good evening, light workers and LTCs. LTC is something that I created. Lifetime Christians. Well, I figured some people like they're born again Christians, but I feel like, I mean, just fine. But I have a lifetime. I've never been like like born again. I always just kind of have always had religion, or I say religion, but spirituality in my life. So, we're going to be kind of talking about that a little bit tonight. I don't want to bore anybody, but again, it's because of everything that's been going on in the world. So please, first of all, please subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel, like the messages, and also if you like it, and also if you could put like the little, what is it? Like the little blackbirds, like the emojis or the angel emoji. Yeah, something like that. If you could like put some messages in there because it'll help for it to go around apparently the algorithm. It's like so complex. And it's like, oh my goodness. But also if you subscribe and like, then you will be informed of when I do new podcasts and new things. Which I know I've been saying I'm going to, but I really, really am going to because now I'm starting to get the hang of it. And I found a program that's going to help me, I think, with editing. But also the birthday charts. Oh my gosh, you guys, the requests have been amazing. And for those of you that order them this round, I will be done by this Friday. And then I will take more orders starting Saturday. Also, if your birthday is this month and you can't do your reading, and also like I'm getting kind of booked up, but at least order it to get the birthday discount for this month. So yeah, you want to book before the end of the month, which is next week, you guys, next week. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. The end of September already. So I did have 2 cards that fell out. I will do that at the end. Did anybody have any angel experiences last week? Like, did you try the thing at night where you put your hand up in the air and you like give them permission to touch you, to touch your hands? And it's neat because you will feel numbness. But again, numbness and tingling. But you're going to feel that if you hold your hands up because then circulation kind of drains. But it's, yeah. And if you didn't, try it. It's really nice. Remember to, your angels are going to appear to you the way that you are not going to be afraid. They're going to appear to you the way that you envision them. Some people don't believe in angels with wings. So your angel is not going to appear with wings. What they don't want is to scare you. And that's why a lot of people say that, oh, I don't see anything. Um, you can and you will with time, but it's a matter of don't be afraid. Because a lot of times, if they know that you're afraid, they're not going to appear because they don't want you to tune them out. They want you to know that they're with you. They're with you. They're watching over you. They send all kinds of signs. It's really funny, you guys, too, because I was listening to somebody today who was like, God does things on his terms and his time. And it's like, really? You always got to remember, you're not like a game piece. You have control. You signed in to this life that you have now. And I'm going to kind of just cut to the chase. God bless Charlie. And that was horrific. That was horrible. I mean, again, my heart bleeds for the family, and I send to them healing and prayers. That's horrible. And he seemed to be a very kind human, very kind. My concern, and because I heard today, now people are like going towards the Bible and, and becoming like kind of born again, which is great. It's great. It's great. I encourage that 1,000%. But all I'm asking is don't discriminate against anybody. Nobody has the right to say to you, well, first of all, you have to read the Bible or else you're not going to go to heaven. That's not true. Or, oh, because of your sexuality, you're not going to go to heaven. Well, that's not true. And I can tell you why. So tonight, getting ready for this podcast, I always talk to God and I always say, so what do you want me to talk about? And of course, I found this out earlier. And I said, okay, then tell me what to say. So I did. We go over that. And it's also to just to kind of make it so that I feel like, secure talking about it and that kind of thing. But I said, God, what if I'm wrong? What if what I'm seeing, what if I heard you wrong in all the lessons? What if I heard you wrong? So he told me, I see the film about when I was told about no gender. There's no gender on the other side. Your soul has no gender. That's why with everybody making a big, like we talked about again, be a tomboy. You don't have to take medications and this and that. You more than likely, if you feel like you're a guy in this life, then more than likely you were in a past life. But people are like, oh, I don't believe in that. Why not? Why? I mean, imagine, because I've heard situations where little boys will wake up and they and point to a body part and say, why? This doesn't belong here. No, I want it off. Well, the mom then can call somebody like me and I will be able to see perfectly clearly. And kids are really easy to talk to. Also, kids are very easy. Kids are very, very intuitive. Like parents don't give them enough credit. They're probably most kids are more intuitive than the adults because the adults have had time to harden it and to make opinions and scarred, like being scarred. Kids haven't had that. Kids haven't had that yet. So kids are still fresh. But the way that it was shown to me tonight and told to me, I'm going to say, Janie, you know that when the soul comes here, you do hear some people say, I just want to fall in love with the right person. And some people will even say, I don't care. I don't care whether a male or female, I don't care. I just want the right person. So in other words, they're looking for soul love. And you guys, soul love, Ah, it's that kind of experience that when you are with someone that you truly love, oh my gosh, they say that's the closest way of being to heaven. And that's like being, am I allowed to say this on YouTube about sex? People talk worse things than that. But apparently, when you're intimate, the two souls, you become one soul. And it's the nicest, the best feeling. Hello. Yes, exactly. Spiritual. Me too. Me too. The thing of it is, you do have like you do have some strict beliefs, and that's all well and fine. But anyway, let me finish this thought though. So God said, you came in this lifetime and it was your soul. And then everything, conception and da 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 da. And before coming here, you guys, we take on roles. It's like we're actors and actresses, you know what I mean? You take on a role. And the biggest thing they look for when you die and transition home, they do a life review. All your life review requires, how did you treat others? How did you treat humans? How did you treat animals? How did you treat nature? What kind of a person were you? That's what is looked upon. They don't care about who you had sexual encounters with. Come on. I mean, unless you're going to like joke around, like, with your guide and be like, well, I do remember that time, like, and funny, haha. But then, so tonight, God said, your soul enters and your gender is assigned. But it's something that you chose before coming here. Yes, you chose it because you have a role to play. God gave us free will because we're gonna screw up. I mean, excuse my expression. We're gonna make mistakes, but that's why you're given free will. The goal is to make a difference and soul perfection, which isn't over here. It happens from lifetimes of doing your journeys and being the best soul that you can be, helping people, and animals, everything. That's how you gain soul perfection. And I believe, from what I understand, when you gain that on the other side, you don't have to come back as, a human anymore, or an animal, whatever. You can act as someone's guide, or you can basically like kind of just go and become one, like with the stars and everything else. That's a little too advanced to explain right now. But anyway, so God said, you have your gender assigned. Okay. And that is, again, it's like you got the character. In your play, you have your character. You're building your character. You live life. You have faith. Always have faith. You do it to maybe a selfish reason, even for your protection. For your protection, but also the protection of your family. Because there are lower entities. And they will do what they can. And if they're not going to get you, they will get someone around you. You can avoid all that if you have faith. Focus on good stuff. Laughter. Lots of laughter. Because that irritated spirits don't want anything to do with people that are laughing. I mean, yeah, I think I'm sure I get on their nerves. But then at the end of the life, you take your last breath. Your soul comes out of the body. And technically, you will appear as that person, as the person. You know what I mean? You're going to take on the image for your loved ones. But your soul goes home. And there's no gender again. So let's say then, you were somebody and your soul, you're a male, I'm going to say, and your soul fell in love with another male or another soul, but that soul happened to take on a male persona, a male life. You're not punished for that. You're not judged for that. The way the other side looks at it, it's like I told you guys. When you are taking a shower, I always say, if you have questions for the other side that you need help with, ask in the shower. But then I tell everybody, because a lot of people ask, can they see me naked? No, no. And it's kind of funny too, because I've had Jesus even reply, like, let them know I'm not a perv. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, they see your soul. They'll see your soul. They'll see your pain. They'll see your joy. But they don't see your naked body. That's just not of interest. So, like this horrific situation that happened, it is horrible. And, fine, if you guys you want to talk about like political sides, that's fine. But let's leave the Bible out of it. I mean, and then somebody too sent me a message that said, the one person was cool and was like, yay, Janie, yay. You definitely love Jesus, which is very true. So then another person said, well, you need to quote scripture. No, I don't. People make these rules. God did not tell me how to do that. I am teaching according to how a lot of people believe. And, and there's some things, there's some things that I don't want to go into it, but I don't agree with where God's going to be like, you're not going to heaven. And Jesus, the one who is, oh my gosh, Jesus is really awesome. I'm telling you, he's awesome. And that's why when everybody's like, oh, he's coming, he's here. Don't you see him? Nobody else is like in my dream states, I'm visiting. Oh yeah, I'm visiting. I'm not even afraid of heights anymore. I'm not afraid of heights anymore because astral travel. That's what we do when we go to sleep. Our soul leaves. And as an example of the soul being in control, our soul leaves. Well, there was one night, oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, I remember I was with my guides, and I believe Jesus was with me as well. And it was really nice because I was with like several beings, and we were on this huge bridge. Huge. And so we're at the end of this bridge and just overlooking. Now, the old me would have been like, I'm not standing up here. Either that or I'd be grabbing everybody, like, let me hold on to you. It was breathtaking. And I heard, go ahead, do it, fly. So I was like, okay, because I love trying new things. So it was amazing. Absolutely. So I do remember actually flying, like my soul, oh my gosh. But as a result of that, I have no more fears of height. Oh, no more fears of height. The other thing too is because somebody had said, like I was saying before, that God does things in his own time. And again, there are some people who believe that God is female energy. That's fine. That's okay. Remember, no gender. It's all about soul. But anyway, so oh my gosh, what was I just saying? I started thinking about this dream I was going to tell you about, and I'm like, oh, anyway, okay, sorry, thank you. God reminded me, thank you. Okay, God will work with you because you need to do things in your time. And sometimes we think we're ready, but we're really not. So, yeah. But you guys, it's like such a wonderful, it's wonderful to know the only pressure you have on your back is to be kind, to help other people. You know, you see somebody fall, help them up. But don't do other people's work, because everybody has a life path. Everybody, remember, it's the best way to describe it is like we are sitting in an auditorium and they're like, okay, this roll is up. And let's say, I say Dawn. So, Dawn, they call you up and they're like, it looks like this family, it's going to be pretty similar, but the role that we were thinking that would be good for you would be maybe like the little brother or something like that. And then you look. That's why I say, you guys, things are kind of predestined. It's not always, you can even have deja vu because you read this before accepting it. So you look at it and you're like, yeah, I can do it. I can do that. And it's planned. Like it is planned, but you're loved. It's not all this hatred. It really isn't. So now I'm going to say this, and I probably am going to get in trouble, but so I went to Catholic school for years and years. And I don't know. It's funny because, they're against fortune tellers, but the kings could have their tea leaves read. So the men with money, they were allowed to have stuff. But anybody else? No. And then a lot of the women, like the older ladies, were given credit. Oh, they're great moms, but the young ones, not so much. And I guess the one thing that I will, and I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not, but I am saying, come on, that is going to be one of my next projects. I'm going to do a deep dive into the Bible. I did before, and I took classes in it, and that's when I learned that we don't have 10 commandments. We have 613. Yes, 613 commandments. But it's because in those days, we didn't have the Constitution. There was no law. So in those days, they put religion and politics together. And then once we got the Constitution, that was supposed to be separate. They were not supposed to be together anymore. So, I don't know. I'll tell you. What is? Oh, my picture. Oh, I know. I say, I know. But you guys, and for those of you that are listening, you guys are like so loved, and you are going to have a nice week this week, because there's a couple things. This week, apparently, you're going to be like extra sensitive, because the one I did do cards. I did the sensitivity, and I know like some people, it's like, oh my gosh, that's the devil. No, it really isn't. Just doesn't make sense. Remember, 5 senses go to God, and then the 6th sense, which is your common sense, that's going to the devil. Well, I'll be darned if I'm ever going to say that the devil gave me my common sense. Come on. But anyway, go back to these. So what I do is they're the Archangel cards by Dream Virtue. And I ask, what messages do you guys want the people that are watching this, like now and through whenever, allow messages to fall out? So the first one that fell out was sensitivity. And it says that you're extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now, but you want to honor yourself and your feelings. That's the thing, too. I mean, you guys talk to people. I mean, I'm not like playing this down in by any means, but I just feel like, especially like the kids that are on the hormones and stuff. I mean, talk to somebody. You can talk to me. Talk people like just care. No judgment. There's never room for judgment ever. But it's like be sensitive to your feelings because you may decide that you were raised in a situation that you don't have faith in that situation anymore, and it's like I don't know, NMO says more spiritual. Yeah. Yeah, me too. And I think all of us are more spiritual, but people always assume that spiritual means like, woo, and it's like, no, we have fun with it. We do have fun with it. I mean, come on, you have your voice. You do work by using your voice, but you have fun when you go and sing karaoke with your friends. You do something fun with your voice. Okay, with your sixth sense, you want to see a couple ghosts, that's okay too. It is about having fun. I mean, not I was listening to somebody on YouTube today, and it was so sad because he had gotten a threat, and right away he's going to stop covering what he loved to cover. And then somebody's trying to like read his horoscope, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm not allowed to do that." Why? I don't understand that. I don't understand. Um, why? You guys, if anybody tells you that you're not allowed to do something, anything that gets in way of your free will, leave. Leave. You should never be told who you can talk to. I'm going to do one more thing on that, and then I'll go back to the cards. I'm just going to be upfront. I'm just going to be completely upfront. So my whole life, and remember, little girl met Jesus, talked to Jesus, met Jesus in person. All right. Um, angels, met angels, spoken to people on the other side. Like had them. I mean, it's funny when I got older, I couldn't understand when I was younger why I would always say to people, don't stare at me when I'm sleeping. Well, that's because when I was older, I found that when I turned and looked, I saw my granddad, and I was like, granddad, and he was deceased, but I was like, granddad, that's freaky. Do you have to be so close? Jeez. But I will say, people that were the worst to me, the people that treated me the worst, were the ones who called themselves Christians. Oh, yeah. It's a little girl. A little girl. There's a man who's a prominent Christian man, helps out in the church and all that kind of good stuff. But trying to hit on a child, and he's married. I mean, forget that though. I was a child. And I guess I was just full of it then too, because I said something smart to him, and then he wouldn't ride me to school anymore. Whatever. No, but seriously, I try to make humor out of things, but I just never, and I never understood. I just, I heard, someone today was told that she's a senior, and if she wants to go to heaven, she's got to read the Bible. Well, if she wants to, and that makes her feel safe and it's something she enjoys. If that makes her feel closer to the Lord, okay, good. But if it doesn't, and she's not one who reads the Bible, she's more spiritual. She prays, she talks to her angels, she talks, she talks to God, has her pictures of Jesus. That's enough. I just, nobody has the right to say to you, oh, you're not going to make it in heaven. Oh, they won't even let you in. Like, okay, okay. As I always say to people, you guys have heard about the angels. Be careful how you treat angels or the homeless, because you could be mistreating an angel. I'm going to put this out here and for some reason, I keep getting this message. So fair warning. Jesus you just want to be careful, because you never know if the person you're talking to is Jesus. So everybody thinks, he's a man and he's going to come back the way he is. No, you guys, we have reincarnation. Which I do past lives. And past lives, we can even talk about that if you guys want me to do, I could even do something next week on past lives. Because you'll get like the deja vu. Oh, and again, I wanted to throw in too, like when I talked about the soul traveling out at night when you go to sleep, the soul travels out and goes around. And you can visit you can go on the other side and visit with deceased people, your people like that you have that have gone home, that have transitioned, gone home, or you will meet with people here who need your help. So, yes. Let me just kind of turn this off. I'm sorry, you guys. They always call at the wrong time. Okay, sorry. Okay. Anyway, so, and remember too, what could happen is when you wake, your body can wake up. Your soul's kind of not back yet. Then you're going to feel like you're going to have sleep paralysis. And sleep paralysis is a simple fact that you've been out and you're visiting and your body's waking up and you literally are laying there and you are frozen. You're paralyzed. You are absolutely paralyzed. You can't move. You can't talk. Nothing. And then bang, you're back. Your soul is back. Bang. And what do? You go back to sleep. If it was like really bad and a health scare, you're not going to, you're not going to fall asleep. You're going to, somebody better call, 911. Exactly, Jeannie. Yeah, it does make me want. Yeah. She talks about like devils, and I like to say like people don't have your best intentions or souls. But I do agree with that. And I feel that anybody who's going to come up and like threaten you like that and like intimidate and say, oh yeah, you have to let me do this. And it's like, no. But anyway, yeah. So with the born again Christians, I mean, the last situation that I had that was pretty bad was when I was working as a nurse. And this lady, major born again Christian. If you go to her, I don't know now, but if you went to her Facebook page, she got all of her scriptures, so she knows her scriptures, but she doesn't know how to respect someone who doesn't. It's not that I didn't see eye to eye. I just got tired of working alone. And you guys, I worked in a nursing home. Your mom or dad's there. Don't you want them to be able to come in and eat their dinner while it's warm? Instead of, not sometimes, never on my shift. I'm not saying I'm Miss Angel, but they would never miss a meal on my shift ever. But still, I had to fight for that to happen with this lady. So she decided to punish me and put me down the hall that was so disorganized. It was so disorganized. And I said, no, I'm done. I'm really done. Um, but she tried to go to other nurses and get my license suspended. She did. She didn't even know me. And the worst part, you guys, is that when I went into work that day, um, everybody knew. Everybody knew that she was coming after me and that she was going to have the meeting with me and pull me in another hall, the bad hall, everyone called it. Everybody knew it, even the HR person. So it's funny. It's like we're supposed to have HIPAA rights for patients. So I question that because if your employees don't have any privacy, you really think their patients do? Yeah. But anyway, she was unsuccessful because thank goodness I had met some really, really great nurses and we used to have a lot of fun. And our patients used to have a lot of fun. But anyway, and I'm not saying this is everybody. I'm not saying, and I'm sure there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of born again Christians that are great people. I'm sure, you know, but but it's like everything too, like you got to find your faith on your time. So anyway, so going to this, the sensitivity. So yes, so be careful, be aware that you are extra sensitive. If you don't feel well, lay down. Take care of yourself. And I will tell you too, allergies are ridiculous right now. Ridiculous. So take care of yourself with that. Also, the other card that came out was teaching and learning. And it talks about keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. See, you guys, teach people to be spiritual. Teach them. You're not judged. And again, Jesus doesn't care. He cares how you treat other people. But like who your partner is? No. And I've told everybody before, I have met some wonderful people that are they are gay and they're the greatest people. And I feel that's with everybody. Everybody is capable of being kind. But a lot of time it's hurt people will hurt people. So just be careful and try not to do that. I know it's hard and I know like people can really get to you, but just try. But yes, teaching and learning. So for a lot of you, it's actually this year coming up, because right now we're in a 9-year and the cycles are 1 to 9. And a 9-year is the end of cycles. A lot of things, relationships, careers, jobs, if things aren't working now, get rid of it. I should say, if it's working, and I am getting that it's stuff that you guys have been working on and it's just not happening, then get rid of it. Especially if it's been something that's just been weighing you down, then handle it. Because if it hasn't changed, it's not going to change. So, like, because number 1 is the following year, January, and all brand new beginnings. All brand new beginnings. So it's like you can enjoy the new beginnings. Don't have the old stuff hanging around. Don't be afraid. Because a lot of us are afraid or stubborn. Stubborn is the worst streak because we all think that we know it and we know what's best and this and that. And sometimes you got to give that up. You have to give that up. So on that note, I thank you guys for listening to me. I don't want to offend anyone with what I'm teaching. I just want people to know that we should, like Charlie did say, we need to have open communication. We should be able to talk to one another. Like seriously, talk to one another. I mean, it just blows my mind that it's ridiculous, I mean, it goes without saying, but I don't know. I mean, I think politics has always been a hot topic, But no, no, politics and religion should not go together. And I know everybody has their belief system, but if that system doesn't feel right to you, then tune into what you believe. I'll tell you, I went around and I checked every denomination. And I am a minister. I'm a non-denominational minister, but um I checked every one of them. And a lot of them were very similar to the Catholic. Very similar, very. But you have to go with what works for you. You take what resonates and discard what you don't need. The biggest thing, kindness. All right, you guys, I love you all. Please hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. And could you refer this channel? And thank you so, so much for being here tonight. And thank you to everybody who is listening on off hours. So good night and God bless.